This is my audience. Hi, my name is Jerome Sexer. I am a student at Eastern Iowa Community College, and today I will be giving my informative one speech. This this picture you see here is a picture of my girlfriend's grandfather and his 8 siblings. They are on top of their mode of transportation, getting ready for their first day of school. Deep in the heart of Montana, this is a perfect example of the tough times farmers and ranchers faced during the Dust Bowl days. The Great Depression, aka the Dirty 30s, was a devastating economic crash that began towards the end of 1929. Khan Academy 2015. Millions of people lost their jobs, while thousands of banks lost their clients. Everything quickly hit rock bottom. There have been many speculations on what caused such a dramatic blow in our economy. Today, I will discuss 3 of the main causes: the crash of the stock market, the reduction of purchasing, and the American economic policy with Europe. Let's start with the big crash. On Monday, October 29th, 2018, it will be exactly 89 years since the stock market reached the biggest financial slump, also referred to as Black Tuesday. Wall Street investors traded over 16 million shares and lost billions of dollars in the New York Stock Exchange. History 2010. The stock exchange did not dramatically drop in only one day, as it had been portrayed. Stock prices began to regress at the beginning of September 1929. In return, leading to the massive panic from investors and the quick downfall of Wall Street, according to Crash Course 2013. Throughout the 1930s, this crash caused over 10,000 banks and businesses to close their doors. Plus, millions of people unwillingly lost their hard-earned savings. The financial nightmare caused a domino effect on every level of our society. What do you typically do when times get rough? You try to save money, live more frugal lifestyles, right? Leading me to the next cause behind the Dirty 30s. A total reduction in spending pulled from PBS 2018. At the beginning of the Roaring '20s, a new form of payment emerged called buying on credit. This led to business sales increasing by 65%, whereas the average work wage only increased by a tiny 8%. So, for a small amount of down, households could finally afford the items they had only dreamt about. When the economic regression started, people began to stop purchasing items. Full circle. The lack of buying caused production of items to decrease, and therefore reducing their workforce needed. With more than 15 million Americans unemployed, the luxuries of spending became a thing of the past. PBS 2018. Without a normal flow of money going into the economy, there was no way for money to move back into our society. The hardships suffered from the Great Depression were not just felt in this country, they were felt internationally. The American economic policy with Europe caused quite a bit of conflict for us. With the best of intentions in mind, the United States government created the Hawley-Smoot Tariff in 1930. The intention of this legislation was to help protect American companies and farmers by increasing international import taxes on U.S. goods by nearly 60%. Khan Academy 2015. Instead, this unsuccessful taxation caused an enormous decline in international trade for all global economies. What it did successfully complete was a tax war with Europe and European tax increase on all of their imports and exports. People within and out of the country no longer able to afford trade goods was the final nail in the coffin for our fragile economy. As you can see, these situations were less than helpful, both financially and for morale. Several factors go into creation of the Great Depression. These were just three of the many explored causes between the stock market crashing and the reduction of purchasing. The ridiculous tax war and the other unlisted factors, it was all recipe for disaster. Most of you are very aware of the multiple historical events that have negatively affected our country. We have wars, attacks, threats, devastating weather, large clouds of dust, poverty, and financial blowouts. Yet somehow we are still united and standing.